Guys, flexible dieting. What a time to be alive. Cell phone. My Fitness Pal. This is your friend. Learn how to track. I'm not telling you that tracking is easy. I know that it's difficult. It's taken me a long time to get good, quote unquote, at tracking. But I made this video to kind of help you through getting better at tracking and little tips and tricks that I've learned. For one, there is breakdowns on My Fitness Pal of dinner, snacks, exercise, water, lunch, and breakfast. I suggest tracking everything in breakfast. It's the first one on the top. You can see for mine today, I haven't tracked everything yet today, but it's all in breakfast. I just pull it up, boom, add food. This is why I do it in breakfast. See all these foods? There you go. All saved for the last, however long I've been tracking, months and months. They're all saved in there, and typically we're a creature of habit. We eat pretty much the same thing after a while. So the reason I track in breakfast is so that when I type it in, boom, you go to recent, and as soon as you start typing it in, say egg whites. I put in eggs, liquid eggs right there. Bam, it's ready to go. You put in how many, and you're done. Super quick, super easy. After you have everything there in your breakfast, go all the way down to nutrition. Click that. And it will show you, I like this chart the best. Let's see here. There we go. I like this chart the best. Tells you protein, carbs, fiber, fat, sugar, doesn't really matter. Anyway, so yeah, track everything in breakfast. All right, the other thing, a couple things I've just so I am in construction, so a lot of times I'm going to a grocery store for lunch. So we're talking deli food. Deli food sounds funny. Oh, you're eating deli food. Well, I don't care. It's still food. It's still legitimate food. So anyway, like today, I had 3 chicken strips from a deli. Now, obviously, I can't find the exact deli on my phone for the chicken strips. But I do know that Chick-fil-A, their chicken strips are pretty darn close to the deli's chicken strips. So what I did was I just tracked Chick-fil-A chicken strips, bam, 3 of them, 33 grams of protein, 18 grams of fat, done. And the biggest thing too on My Fitness Pal is to realize that it is not super accurate on everything. I mean, basically, you can go in here and type something in, and it could be completely off. So there is these checked, sometimes you'll see the checked ones. That's what you want to use most of the time, is if you could find a checked one. A lot of times, it's not checked, and you won't ever be able to find a checked one. In that case, you have to basically go through what is there, look at each one, see which one makes the most sense. And that's just going to come with experience trying to figure all that out. But you will get better in time when it comes down to that. Another thing with tracking, if you have, let's say there's something you get at a fast food chain or a restaurant or something like that that is legitimately not in here. Say it's a chicken taco, and it's got guacamole and whatever you want in there, cheese, all that stuff. Break it down, okay? Break it down. So what I would do is say, 8-inch tortilla, bam, add that in there, right? And then you go and you basically eat your burrito, whatever. As you're eating it, just make a mental note. Look at the size. Think about, what's inside it. Think of the chicken. Is it barbecue chicken? Is it regular chicken? Is it grilled chicken? Grilled chicken's not going to be as high in fat. So say it's grilled chicken. So I would say grilled chicken is probably, in a good burrito, you're talking probably So I'll just do, actually, you know what I actually do for grilled chicken is I'll just put in, so let's just do our chicken breast. So Foster's chicken breast, that's the chicken I always eat. So it's saved in my phone, it's ready to go. So I'll just go to number of servings, and I'll basically dial that puppy down to probably 4 ounces of chicken. That is a rough estimate of what I think is in the burrito, okay? So bam, got that. Now, you're eating this burrito, you're like, oh, there's some delicious guacamole in there. Well, guess what? Go up in here, go guacamole. And if you can find one that's checked, pick that one. And same thing, you're going to have to just guess how much guacamole is in it. Bam, type it in, done. Okay, it's got cheese. Well, Tillamook cheese, I eat that all the time. It's probably the same stuff. It's all pretty relatively the same. So go in, do your cheddar cheese. Bam. Same thing, you're going to have to guess. It's probably around, 2 ounces on the heavy side and 1 ounce on the light side, depending on the size of the taco or whatever, or the burrito, whatever you're eating. Okay, so bam, you're done. You're done tracking that. It took you probably 2 minutes in your seat, and while everyone's just hanging out, it's not a big deal. You just track it, bam, you're still on your diet. You're 100% compliant. Totally fine. Tracking is very easy, very simple. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And then when it comes to anything else, say you have some fries with that burrito, just look it up on here, find some fries. A lot of times, like, I'll do Dairy Queen fries because it's got a check box. It's probably pretty accurate. And then if you've eaten Dairy Queen fries, you know the size of basically what a serving size of a small Dairy Queen fry is. And you just mentally compare it to whatever you're eating. And if you think, like, if it's a ton of fries, go to that Dairy Queen fries and put in a serving and a half or 2 servings, whatever it is. Make it fit your macros, and bada bing, bada boom. Let's see what else. Force yourself to remember what you ate. A lot of times life's busy, you don't want to track. I do it all the time. But as you start doing this, you're gonna force your brain to remember what you ate. Your life is it's not going to control you. You're not going to be controlled by having to track everything, nothing like that. But just mentally, as you do this longer and longer, you're going to be able to just be like, okay, this is what I have for breakfast, this is what I have for lunch. Yeah, I can remember that through the day. So then if some people like to track late in the day, some people like to track through the day, whatever works for you, that's what you should do. But yeah, if you can just consciously always be thinking about what you're intaking, and that will help definitely with tracking. Let's see. Family dinners, holidays. These, I don't think you have to get crazy with tracking. Okay, they happen. How many family dinners or holidays happen in a year? Probably 10 or 15 in a whole year. So you're talking 365 days of tracking, in 15 out of the year. I'm not really worried about it. If you go over on your carbs, over on your fat one day and you're right back to your diet, it's not a big deal. Now that comes with what your overall goals are. If you're prepping for a show, probably not the smartest thing to go, 50 over on your fat because you went over to your, grandma's house. So keep that in mind. And then I would suggest doing the breakdown method on everything you eat there. The best idea, I think, for family dinners and stuff, what I do is, obviously, it's coming up. You know the day's coming up. You have your tracking on lock. You're ready to go. You wake up that morning. Everything you eat, change it so that you can have higher fat, higher carb at the party, at the gathering, wherever you're going, or dinner, if you're going out to dinner, anything like that. Prepare for it, and it's no big deal. If you go now, hit your protein, because you should probably hit your protein every 2 to 3 hours, whatever it might be. But do not not eat your protein. But as far as carbs and fats, just save them up, man. If you need your carbs for energy for that day, well, you're going to have to make a sacrifice, or else you're not going to be able to eat as much at the dinner. So that's up to you and your goals. If it really matters to you, to where maybe that week that you had that dinner, you're only going to lose half a pound versus a whole pound. If you're okay with that, then do it, because the whole point of flexible dieting is to be able to sustain it for your life. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about flexible dieting for a long time, 3-4 years. It's something that's going to be a lifestyle, and it's not going to be hard. It's going to be the easiest way for you to have the proper diet. Let's see. Bakery tracking. Who doesn't love donuts and pastries and all that stuff? Cake. I have it all the time if I got some carbs left. I want a donut, whatever. Ain't no big deal. Just what I do is I'm sitting there on my phone, sitting there about to order whatever donut or bakery thing I have. Sometimes you can't find, obviously, like, especially the good bakeries, you're not going to find exactly what it is, okay? But say it's a cinnamon roll, okay? I can go into, let's say, Cinnabon, and the Cinnabon is probably on there. It's probably got a green check. It's good to go. Pretty solid, okay? Now, you can go to even more advanced. You can Google that exact cinnamon roll online, look at how big it is, what it looks like, and compare it to the one that you're about to get. Now, that's advanced. But if you do that, then you can be like, okay, that Cinnabon is definitely smaller than the one I'm getting. So I'm going to have to add maybe a quarter more serving to kind of get what I'm eating here. So that's how I do bakery items. Yeah, find something that's checked, and then if it's close enough, that's good enough. That we're talking about. This isn't every day. You shouldn't be doing this every day, but there is days where you want some bakery food. That's fine. A little trick I figured out was when you are tracking something. So like I was having it was something from a bakery, and it had a lot of corn in it. So it was like a corn mush, whatever you call that thing. Anyway, so I figured out that I could go ahead and track a cup of canned corn, okay? Just straight up canned corn. Now, there's not a lot of fat per se in canned corn, but looking at what this type of corn was, this corn mush, whatever it was, I knew there was more fat in it. So what I did was I just added a serving of butter, okay? Butter is straight up fat. So it's saved in your phone, whatever. Go to butter, add it in to your macros to hit that extra little fat, because just to track that so you stay on target with your fat. That's just kind of a little trick I learned. Like if you're eating something and you're like, man, I know I can't find this, okay, let's say burger, and you don't know what fat content it is, but the fastest way to find it on your phone is a 90-10 split on burger, but you know that burger is more fat. Just add some butter, just till it seems right, till it feels right, and that's going to come with more experience in tracking. So that's pretty much how that goes. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much sums up what I wanted to say. Yeah, like I said, tracking's going to get easier if you're just starting on this journey. I know it can be overwhelming, but I promise you, if I can do it, you guys can do it. It's really not that bad. I promise you that if you track everything in breakfast, you eat a lot of the same foods, learn to enjoy them. This flexible dieting should not be like this horrible thing where, oh, I gotta eat egg whites and chicken for the rest of my life. That's not what we're talking about. You need to understand that flexible dieting is a very sustainable diet and lifestyle. We're not talking about diet here. We're talking about proper nutrition. And that's what you're going to get out of flexible dieting, understanding what you're eating, understanding fats, carbs, protein, how they affect your body. But yeah, a big tip would just be to eat pretty much the same thing. I mean, if you like chicken, I like chicken. I eat a lot of chicken. Chicken breasts, chicken thighs. I like chicken thighs. I pretty much now don't buy frozen chicken. For me, it's kind of just a pain in the butt. If it's frozen, I'm not going to take the time out of my day to thaw it out correctly. So what I end up doing is thawing it underwater, then I cook it and it tastes like crap. So what I've been doing is just buying it refrigerated. The better stuff is more expensive, but whatever you can afford, best chicken you can afford. And what I'll do is I'll take the chicken breasts and I'll just cut them into small chunks. And why I like to do that is I like to put them in a pan with barbecue sauce or coconut oil or butter, depending on your macros, what you can do. Put them in there, and make sure you weigh your chicken before you cook it. That's very important. Weigh it before you cook it. So say if it's for 2 people, and each person wants 8 ounces, weigh it, make sure there's 16 ounces, put it in the pan. I suggest putting those little cubes in the pan, putting a lid over it. And the reason I like to cut them in little cubes and put a lid over it is because I don't ever have to worry about flipping each one. You'll find that it's super annoying I gotta flip now all my chicken. I put the lid on and all the heat's going in there and it cooks all the way through the chicken, so where you can walk away, it cooks in 5-10 minutes. You take what you probably want to pick up is a what do you call it? A temperature thingamabobber. Food temperature gauge. So then when you think that it's done, stick that in there. Make sure it's above 165, I believe, with chicken, and you're good to go. You don't got to worry about flipping it. Bada bing, bada boom. That is the easiest way to cook chicken. You can also throw in some asparagus. That's great for fiber, and I love asparagus. It tastes good. You can do broccoli. You can pretty much just throw whatever you want in that thing and just put the lid on there, cook it up, you're good to go. Anyway, that's a really easy way to do chicken that I found. And you can do the same thing with chicken thighs too. Just cut them small, same thing. So other than that, yeah, I don't know. That's all I got to say. Have a good one.